Hello everyone and welcome back to Plague Inc. Evolved Radio with you here, and today we are going to tackle the fungus. Now the fungus is very different from the previous two diseases that we've been trying because it is very slow to travel. It struggles to travel long distances without special effort, and this is no joke. So this one you're going to have a little patience. So as always, I'm going to use just the metabolic hijack, so it's going to help automatically pop the orange and red bubbles. This is just for the speed of gameplay. I would recommend, if you haven't cleared all of these already by beating bacteria and virus as many times as you possibly can, Darwinist is a good one because it'll increase the chance of the plague mutating, which means you get more refunds of DNA points, which you're going to need for this particular disease. And also, what is it? The native biome is pretty good. And then in here, the extremophile, because it just helps with all of the environments, having a bonus there. And then the transstasis, is this the one I wanted? I can't believe, no, it was this one, ionized helix. And the reason for that is you actually get double the DNA when devolving things. So instead of getting 2 points, you get 4 points, and that's just going to help speed things along. But I'm going to do a clean playthrough with the exception of this assist for the speed of gameplay, of course. And I'm going to show you how this is done, or at least how I do it. Again, there are multiple ways to go through these, and we are up to PAX 29. So let's do that. And we're going to use my favorite starting location now, which is Saudi Arabia, because of the airports and things like that. Speed the game up. And we're going to jump right in here and get going. But this one, we're going to do a little saving. It's kind of a mix of the previous two plagues. We're going to do a little saving and a little spending quickly. We're going to get to 16 points because I kind of like, me personally, I kind of like to spend in pairs at least, if I can, just because I feel like I'm accomplishing something more. Does it really truly matter? Probably not in some cases. Now that we have 16 points, what we're going to do is water 1 and air 1 and get these out around the globe because the fungus does not travel well at all. So we're going to need a lot of assistance to get it out and infect the globe. So we're going to get to 29 points now, and we're going to do air and water 2. And then from there, our next goal, of course, is the extreme bioaerosol, which just kind of this combo right here. This is never a bad idea because it's going to ensure that your plague is going to get out all the way around the globe and infect everyone so we can go ahead and kill them off, which as always is our main goal. We've reached our 29 points, so let's go ahead in here and add air and water too. And then we're going to need to save 16 points, it seems, only, which is excellent. Did I get both of these? I did. What do you know about that? 16 points for extreme bioaerosol. I thought it was 20. I was mistaken. That's a good thing, though. That's Bob Ross would call that a happy accident, because I'll tell you what, not having to spend the additional 4 points is not a bad thing, because they take a little longer to go in the fungus version, in the fungus plague. Well, we've had a symptom mutate, so as always, we're going to go into our symptoms tab, and we're going to devolve this and get a bonus 2 points back. I just wanted to show that to you quickly, so in case you haven't seen this before, or in case you've forgotten, make sure you devolve those symptoms, because we do not want them to show up on the radar for the doctors and scientists at all until we have infected the entire globe. This is going to be more like the bacteria than the virus, where we were not quite as worried about, well, we could devolve them at a cost, but we were not worried about infecting everyone or having them, all the countries infected, but not necessarily all of the people. So that being said, in a tongue-twisting kind of way, let's go back and let's hit our extreme bioaerosol. Now from here, I want to save up 28 points because I want to get my cold resistance 1 and 2, because I seem to find that for the most part, while we are going to use 1 heat resist for this region, my main fear and the main transmission issue I run into are the colder regions up top. So I always like to use cold resist 1 and 2. And the heat resist, we seem to be doing okay, because I'll tell you what, these are not cold areas by any stretch of the imagination, and we're infecting them just fine. So I'm not going to panic too much about heat resist 2 or the, what is it called? Let me find out, just so I know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's not going to show me. Over here, there's a combination of the two, and I forget what it's called, but it grows a very hard shell, so it's very, very comfortable in all kinds of climates. We're not going to be needing that. This is really the long way around to say we just don't need it. Now with our 20 points, let's go ahead and in transmission, no, not transmission, abilities, let's go ahead and do cold resistance 1 and 2. We'll get back into the game, and the next thing we're going to do is our heat resistance, which is only 13 points, so it shouldn't take too long to achieve. And India is blowing up something fierce. So as I say, I mean, India, obviously everyone knows India is a very warm country. We're not having too many issues with heat transmission, so that's why I only do the heat resist once. And let's do that. And then from here, we're going to go and do drug resistance. Now, you have two paths with drug resistance. You need 53 points to save up for both drug resistance 1 and 2, which I do want. However, this is where we kind of get into the mix of bacteria and virus. I was saving for pairs and everything. For the drug resistance, to save to 53 kind of irks me, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy it, and then I'm going to save 29 points for the second one. If you want to buy it in pairs, 53 points is what you need, so you can buy drug resistance 1 and 2, and of course that is just preloading our defense against the cure happening, because once everyone is infected and we start killing people, we want to try to keep the cure percentage as low as possible, because we want to get a high score, and I believe that is directly tied to it. I don't have hard facts on this except for my experiences of playing this a bunch of times, and every time I have a lower cure percentage, I do in fact have a higher score, so that's what I'm going with. Logic dictates, that just kind of makes sense. So if you know differently, hey, by all means, let me know in the comment section below. I'm always looking to learn new things about all the games that we play here, so keep us posted on that. But in the meantime, we're going to get to 29 points, jump back, and then we're going to get drug resistance 2. And we're ready for drug resistance 2. Let's put that in. Now from here, we have a few things that we can do. Now we only have 4 DNA points, and what we really want to do is try to save as many points as possible, because once we kind of get to the end, they don't come quite as quickly as they did in other plagues. So we want to make sure that we're going to be able to have enough to get our symptoms going, to get to our total organ failure and beyond, so we can kill off everyone. But what I will be doing, as I can, as I would like to sprinkle in genetic hardening 1 and 2 if I'm able. If not, that's okay. But from here, this is where the patience comes in, because now we have done what is necessary to infect the globe. We simply have to sit back and wait, and it's going to take some time, unfortunately. Make sure you get your bonus points. But yeah, this is the patient portion of the game. Sometimes I will hit the E shortcut key on my keyboard, and I like to see who I have left. You can either read it here, or you can just look at the blue countries up here. Your typical offenders, Greenland, and what is this? This New Zealand over here, and this is New Guinea. So the island ones are going to be a little trickier, especially in the fungus version, but just bear with it, and once they are hit, it's going to happen fairly quickly. As you see now, once it crosses that threshold, it just goes and goes and goes. Now I do have a little trick that I'm going to show you real fast. If you have a holdout, and I like to do this only for the very last country so we're not wasting points, but usually in my games, Greenland is the holdout. They always are, those sons of guns. And what you can do is, if we go in here under abilities, we have Spore Burst. And when you hit this, it will randomly infect a new country. However, if you only have one country left, and it's not going to be Greenland, look at that. If you only have one country left, clearly that will be the country that is going to infect. So if you find yourself stuck and you've only got one country to infect and it's just not happening, or it's just taking forever, go ahead, jump in, hit Spore Burst. It only costs you 7 points. That way the entire globe has the disease. We're just waiting for all of the people to be infected with it, if that makes sense. The country is infected, but not all of the people are infected. So sometimes I think I don't verbalize that very well, but that's what we're waiting for now, is our magic message that there are no healthy people left on the planet. We're doing pretty well with points. I am going to throw down a genetic hardening 1. Now the second one costs a little more. It's 28 points, so I'm going to wait on that, even though we're going through and we're going to devolve. As soon as everyone is infected, that is something you should always do. It's just good strategy. You will go back into your transmissions. We won't need those anymore at that point. And these abilities, we won't need these anymore at that point. Devolve them, get your points back so you have extra points to spread or spend on a disease. And also, we're going to devolve. That is another 2 points for us. Oh, look at that. I got a little too far ahead of myself, and I accidentally just cost us a point because I wasn't paying attention. That's what I get. So we're waiting on the Caribbean, and we're waiting on Morocco here to get infested or infected, or both perhaps, who knows. It shouldn't take long. This one can be a pain because it's an island. Morocco is academic. It will happen because everything around it, Algeria, West Africa, they all have it, so this is bound to happen. I'm not worried about Morocco. This one can be a pain in the butt. There goes Morocco. So what I will do probably is, I don't want to wait forever, so I am actually going to go ahead and show you. Let's go in, let's just do the Spore Burst and get it out of the way. Double click this or hit the evolve button, either way. Go back and boom. So that just kind of helps you infect those last few areas that might be holding out, that are usually islands when it comes to the fungus, because it doesn't like to travel well. So now the entire world, the countries are infected. We're waiting for all the people to be infected, and we can double check that here, of course. So we're waiting on what? Morocco. They're going to take a minute, and the Caribbean is going to take a minute. And as soon as we get that message, we'll go through, we will devolve all of those things, and then we're going to start raining blood. There are no healthy people left in the world, sir. That's what we're after. So let's go in here, and we're going to get rid of... Now I'm going to do this a little slower because I keep doing this where I accidentally hit evolve again. So let's get rid of these things. We don't need them. We don't need this anymore. We can get rid of that. Our transmission. Now this is where, if you had that one, I forget what it was called already, but if you had that bonus to devolving your diseases and you got 4 points instead of 2, that would really ramp up your score and your ability to start smoking some fools, I guess is the popular verbiage, right? This time we're going to go slightly different. We're not going to go around this way. I feel like going around this way for no other reason than I read it's not a bad idea. There is a combo that I would like to get at some point if I can, and I know Insomnia is here. I don't know where Anemia is. Oh, it's right here. If you do these two together, which doesn't cost a whole lot, you get the Walking Dead combo, and what that can do, or what it does do, is it will make the disease... It makes people into zombie-esque forms. Like, apparently they're just tired, and the research will slow is really what I'm getting at. But let's start here. Let's go to coughing, and then we're going to go to pneumonia, and then pulmonary fibrosis, and then of course total organ failure, our favorite. And I'm going to go into coma as well. Since I have the bonus 10 points right now, I do want to save for either paralysis or systemic infection. Both of these, as you know, are very good. I think I'm going to throw it in. Oh, and they've gone up. The costs go up when you start going down the tree. Maybe I will do Insomnia, and I'm going to save the extra 6 points for Anemia, and we're going to get that Walking Dead combo. And then we're going to do a bunch of clicking right in a row, as you know, because the world is suddenly aware that there's this really ass-kicking disease out here, and it's going to start killing people really quickly. They're obviously already working on cures, and we have governments breaking down, global research is happening. We won't start getting points again until we kind of cross this hump and people start dying quickly. But as soon as that happens, of course, we start getting more DNA points. And Germany is leading the cure. And I like this only because it's in the center of the map. It's just a little easier to trace and track. I hate having to go from here way over. It just drives me nuts. So I'm kind of glad it's Germany this time. And so let's go back in here. Let's do Anemia. Now we have the Walking Dead combo. The next thing I'm going to go after is either going to be a genetic reshuffle or a genetic hardening. I'm not sure yet, but I want to lower this. So, and I didn't see the combo being listed. But we did get immune suppression for free, which is nice. So let's go in here. Let's go ahead and drop a genetic reshuffle. I would like to do a genetic hardening if I can, which is 30 points. But I might do another genetic reshuffle because I want to keep that as low as I can. They're both very good. There can be an argument made for either one. I'm going to do the reshuffle because we're so close to wiping out humanity anyway. I just want to try to keep that number low because it won't be long before research stops anyway. So the third one costs 34 points. I don't think we're quite going to get there. If we wanted... Well, let's see how far we get. Maybe we will after all. No, 31 points. Well, the research is effectively stopped anyway. Let's go back into symptoms. Let's have a little fun, and let's do hemophilia, and let's do paranoia, and see what happens with those. Why the hell not? There are a list out there. I don't have that in front of me, but there are lists out there of the combos you can use by putting 2 diseases or 3 diseases or certain diseases with certain transmission types. Like I unlocked the swine flu completely by accident, and you have to have livestock too, and then a couple other things I forget which. And that also helps stymie the scientists because they think that they're... Oh, here, we did get the Walking Dead combo. Look at that. Now, I don't know if the percentage goes down, but I know that research does slow, which is something I want. But as I was saying, they're going after the swine flu. They're going after the wrong disease. It's kind of a little bit of trickery, which is nice. So take a look around, see what you like, see what combos you like to use, and you know what? Hey, again, in the comment section or the City Builder Collective, if you go to our Facebook group, let us know what you're using. Let us know what combos you're using. Let us know your favorite diseases, your plagues, and what you're naming them to, because I just go with the default names because my creativity when I'm naming things. Ironically enough, I'm an artist for a living. But when it comes to naming stuff in video games, I just take the cheap, easy route because I don't like to mess with it. I just want to get it over with and make these fun videos for you guys. So let us know what you're naming things. And it took seemingly forever to destroy the last holdouts of the world. And if you hit the E key again, you can see which countries are, and we can see who's holding out on us. China and Madagascar, Spain. So was it the Philippines, I believe. So we have some holdouts, not many. It's almost done, but that is how you get through Fungus. It is going to take some time. We didn't do too bad, 9640. The cure progress isn't as much as, or it's higher than I would have liked. It took us 1,289 days. You have to be patient with the Fungus, but it worked out really well for us. That's just the way that I do it, but I have tried several methods, and I find that to be the best one so far for me. Total gameplay time, even with my talking, still only about 18 minutes, but that is a little longer than what we're used to. So coming up next is going to be the Neurax worm, and this is going to be something completely different altogether. It's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But in the meantime, like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you like to see more like it, and again, of course, don't forget to leave a comment in the section below. Visit us on the City Builder Collective, and we're going to see you next time for another episode of Plague Inc. Evolved.